All right, I am back, and today I wanted to play a little bit of 25 Blitz, just because I don't have so much in my ACR account, and I like this format. So I have some of these people tagged from earlier, but I just started a new database for 25 Blitz hands, and I think this will be a better way to get some interesting spots to talk about. So I know I haven't been doing any daily uploading. It's been pretty busy, and I will say I've been a little bit tired of poker. So with this rake structure, I've just learned some new ranges. These types of hands are very nice to 3-bet. Basically having removal to like the continuing range, like you're supposed to be like with this type of rake structure. It's important to be pretty aggressive, and like implied odd hands are not that strong, or not that great. So this board you can range better. You could check and bet half pot. I think I prefer check, actually. Like I'm gonna stick to my standard strategy. I don't think range betting is necessarily bad versus possibly a fishier player, but when it goes check check, like they're supposed to be protecting the checking range quite a bit. So this hand, maybe we delay until the river, but I also think that I have a lot of fold equity in the bet line, so I feel totally okay barreling this. Yeah, I just learned new ranges like starting yesterday, so I'm getting sort of familiar with them. And that's why if you see me like taking a moment of pause, it's me trying to recall whatever range I was studying. Oh wow, the explosion is crazy. Um, 100 NL has not gone that well for me, so that is why I'm playing 25. Yeah, like this should be an indicator, right, of like how things have gone for me. This board, you could play large bet, you could play small bet. I think it's better to like just start bloating the pot actually when you are playing at such high steep rake. Like just it's sort of a race towards the cap after you get post flop. What was I saying? Yeah, 100 and L was not going that great for me, and instead of like continuously hemorrhaging money, which in sort of like, and not being so confident in my win rate, I decided to take a step back and try 25Z, see how this goes, see if maybe it's like something wrong with my strategy, or how I'm thinking about the game, or if the players are so good that I'm just getting destroyed. Here, this is a fold, of course, but we will find out. Like I said, like I've had some success at 100 and 200, and now on other sites. So like the other sites being Ignition, what's it called? Is it like a sweepstakes site? I think it's called Global Poker. Those sites were. I think I do like betting this hand specifically with some backdoor properties. Even though you do block a bit of the folding range with clubs, but I'm not super concerned about like blocking much of anything. Like when there are like hundreds of combos in my opponent's range. And on this board, I can play big bet or check or small bet. And I think versus a player like this, I'm going to check. I keep going to min raise, right? This is an inappropriate size to play on this type of texture, or like to stab on this type of board. You'd basically want to be playing overbet or check as in position. It's not that bad, but it's not the theoretical strategy as far as I know. And then after facing half pot probe, we would never lead this card. From what I can imagine. And then here, yeah, gonna be putting in a cold 4-bet. And I think since we're a bit deeper, it might be nicer to go a bit larger. Even though the cold 4-bet, I think this is too large. I don't know too much about cold 4-betting at this stack depth with this rake structure, but yeah, it was likely too large. So I'm trying to get a feel for this stake and see how things go. And deuces on the button are a fold. Yes. I play a 3 big blind RFI strategy, so things are not always so clear cut. Queen 10 is folding here. Here I can play small. I kind of like betting this hand. You shouldn't always be betting hands like this, but I expect a lot of fast playing from my opponent. And then here, I seem to remember this guy being like kind of spastic. So check. This is like a ludicrous donk. I'm gonna go ahead and call. I have boat outs right with the king, so 2 boat outs and then additional 2 pair outs. And now the question is to like whether I want to bet half pot or check back. I think checking back is okay in this line, just because this player is a little bit crazy. I don't have a very strong read on them. So it looks like they had ace 4 of hearts. That sort of is congruent with what my initial read on them was. So this is a bit too large. I should have bet half pot. I think I was talking here and I clicked 3/4 by accident. But yeah, betting my hand for value there. Yeah, I think my initial read on this player is correct. So this is a bit easier to talk about than the old reg tables, the old 100 NL reg tables, where you might have a lot going on at one time. You have to fire up additional tables. And the reason I've been using this 3 big blind size is basically to inflate the pot as much as possible, so that I can cap the rake and it becomes a smaller percentage of the pot, right? And when I compared the EV of raising like in every position, like the different RFI sizes, it legitimately made no difference. I think the only spot where there was like a difference in terms of EV with like between RFI sizes was on the button. It is typically pretty bad to raise smaller, like use like a 2 big blind size, or like basically less than 2.5 big blinds. is suboptimal. Like you were losing some amount of EV. So, and then versus 2.5. Yeah, this hand is still too weak. BVB is the same exact idea, where raising less than 3 big blinds is suboptimal. Okay, it's getting a little bit slow here. And then here, no reads on this player. This is from Brazil, so I'm gonna end up calling here. But you could do a lot of 3-betting. It's like I was saying earlier, like these types of hands prefer to do a lot of 4-betting, and a lot of 3-betting. Like just having removed. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be raising versus this size at this stack depth as well. It's a pretty nice spot. I think this is a weaker bet size unless it was like intended to induce something, but typically those people playing smaller bets on these boards, it tends to like to me it is perceivably a weaker range. Here you can play some bets, you can play some checks. I don't have any reads on this player. I'm gonna go ahead and check, and we can play some check raises with this hand as well. I don't know about the stabbing frequency on this board. I think for the most part it's gotta be pretty low. Like these ranges are very like pocket pair heavy. So on this 10, I think it would be best to just bet large and target any portion of the range that's like Jack X or King X. Like just bet full. I don't think I would bet more than pot necessarily, and then make a full house here. When he snap calls, it's I think he's going to be doing a lot of stabbing, like a lot of bluffing, and then also like a lot of like valuing. So what does he have? He has ace-4 spades. Okay, so he snap checks back. Maybe a player that tends to not bluff as much. But when I see the snap call on the turn on that board facing pot, I expect a lot of the hands that snap call to reopen the action. When the jack pairs, like it's going to be like, I guess some king X, can be some straights. I guess it's hard for me to imagine that it's like something weaker than a king, right? And then like a lot of the king X filters out after the flop goes check check. So yeah, I guess I'd anticipate seeing a hand like ace-4 of spades or something like that, like some sort of misdraw, but also some very strong hands that will reopen the action facing check. So that's sort of why I lean towards checking in that position. Let me see what's up here. Like yeah, it's a bit choppy, so running into the same issues over and over again. It's recording on my laptop. We'll see if we can power through. Here I'm gonna raise 9 big blinds. And then facing a snap raise to 30 big blinds, it's a little bit ridiculous. This guy is extremely tight, and I'm gonna just go ahead and fold. As ludicrous as that sounds, I'm gonna sit out and close this table, and just focus on one table. That ace king hand, I mean, like, I don't necessarily know what to do. I'm getting 4-bet to 30 big blinds, right? Versus a very, like, basically like a shit stained player, like who is just playing super tight. Do I want to fold ace king there? Not really, not in that configuration. But I don't. Do I feel bad about it? No, I feel pretty good about it. Um, this hand, I'm gonna fold with the king of hearts. I think with if I had some suits on the board, I'd have some better potential to bluff certain runouts, and I'd do a better job of unblocking folding range on the flop. So. Here we go. This is a little bit smoother. Let me just go full screen. I'll go full screen with it. I mean, when's the last time you saw an ACR table in such high resolution? Probably never. Probably never for a lot of you. This is a state-of-the-art ThinkPad from like 2014 maybe, or 2016 or something like that. Just still kicking. These are good laptops. I got this thing for college, and it was like this is a mix, but I'm gonna open it for the sake of the video. And this is a range check. You might ask yourself, hey, yes, why don't you close the table so you can have an actual time bank? And to that I would say that you are full of good ideas, and that's likely what I'm going to do right after this hand. So let me go ahead and close this. I'll pop this open. And we are back in action. I like having the RNG there for comfort reasons. So here, and then let me go ahead and check after this guy calls. I'll check how long this stream's been running. 17 minutes. I think it's almost time to call it. I'm gonna go for exactly 20 minutes and end it there. And this will be the first video of the 25Z Play and Explain collection, the vintage collection. I can't remember the last time I played micros like this. It had to be when I started playing poker a couple of years ago. This is let me be clear, this is real love of the game. If you're playing Microstakes, I think it just is showing that, I love poker. Like, it's just, I enjoy playing the game, even if it's for like inconsequential amounts of money to me. Deep every time. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and range bet this. I could check back, but I think at this stack depth, yeah, I might want to play more checks actually at this stack depth. He would give me a bit more information. Calls pretty quickly on the flop. I'm going to barrel turn here and try to get the money in by the river. Just use a half pot size. I think this is close to geometric. We'll have like 3/4 pot left on the river. It's kind of shitty having these exact suits, but at the same time, like, it's more likely that he has some sort of pair on the board when I'm blocking the draws that he can call flop with. So it's a nice part. Yeah, the Zoom streets are fun, and I'm looking forward to getting into the 200 Blitz streets to see how that goes. My guess would be that it's a lot harder than 25Z, like maybe like 10 or 20 times harder than this format, where it's like these players are for the most part, making humongous mistakes. So am I, obviously. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm this crusher that is never making mistakes. I make mistakes every single time I play. But I see people making like insane blunders that will just cost them tons and tons of money, um, all the time. So let me wrap this up here at the 20-minute mark. I think this is good. I got some hands in there that are interesting. I'll keep posting these, and this is definitely an easier format for me to record because I feel better like posting it, right? Because I've gotten some hands in here that may or may not be interesting. I'll have to go review the video before I post it, but hopefully you guys enjoy it and can leave some feedback. So yeah, let me go ahead and sit out the next big blind. So fold, and looks like we are done. So thank you for tuning in. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you liked the video, any interesting hands or hands that you found interesting. And yeah, thanks.